This week on Days of Our Lives, everything you think you know is wrong. Secrets wake up, memories resurface, and darkness reaches out for the one person too fragile to fight back. Because from December 1st through December 5th, Salem enters a psychological storm, one built on obsession, manipulation, and a reunion that may change the show forever. We're breaking down every twist, every motive, and every danger hiding in the shadows. So buckle in. Let's dive into the official preview breakdown for the week of December 1st. The weekly promo begins with a haunting image, E.J. Demera standing utterly still, eyes fixed on a point no one else can see. His mind is replaying something impossible. A fragment of sound, a soft voice drifting through the shadows of his memory. Cat Green, reading Wuthering Heights. Not speaking, not whispering, reading, with a strange tenderness meant for someone she believed was unconscious. He sees it now with disturbing clarity, a dim hospital room in Italy. Sterile walls, a tray of untouched medical tools, E.J. lying bandaged and broken. And beside him, Cat turning delicate, worn pages, her voice steady and warm, as if she were keeping him tethered to the world. But here's the chilling problem. E.J. should not remember any of this. He was comatose, trapped in silence, barely clinging to life. His mind should have been a void, a place where sound and touch in reality couldn't reach him. And yet, the memory persists. He tries to shake it off, it's stress. It's a hallucination. It's a dream bleeding into daylight. But the more he pushes it away, the more vivid it becomes. Like a film reel sharpening itself frame by frame. He hears Kat's voice rise and fall. He sees the book resting on her knee. He feels the weight of her presence at his bedside, a presence he never knew existed. And the realization hits him with alarming force. Kat wasn't a stranger in Italy. She wasn't some distant patient in another wing. She was there with him, in his room, every single day, reading to a man who couldn't respond. That revelation unlocks something dangerous inside E.J. Not affection, not desire, not yet, but compulsion. A relentless need to understand why this woman appears in the darkest corners of his memory, why her voice echoes louder than reality, and why this forgotten connection feels like a missing piece of his own identity. This isn't romance. This is psychological gravity. Somewhere deep inside, E.J. senses the truth. If he starts digging, he might uncover something that changes not only how he sees Kat, but how he sees himself. And by the end of the week, his obsession, subtle, quiet, unsettling, begins guiding every move he makes. The next scene is the kind that breaks viewers long before a single word is spoken. Brady Black stands in Bayview's sterile hallway, clutching Rachel's small backpack, pink straps, worn zipper, the little charm she insisted on keeping. It's the backpack she packed with hope, believing she'd be going home tonight. But instead, she's being admitted. Brady kneels in front of her, trying to force calm into his voice, trying to smile even as his heart fractures in real time. Daddy will see you soon. This is just to help you feel better. But Rachel looks up at him with confusion. That kind of confusion only a child can have when the world suddenly stops making sense. She thinks this is a quick appointment. She thinks they'll get ice cream after. She thinks the nurse is taking her for a routine check. And then it happens. The nurse gently reaches for her hand. Rachel resists. The nurse reassures her. But Rachel sees Brady's expression, sees the fear behind his eyes, and everything clicks. Her face crumples. Her voice cracks. Daddy, no. Don't leave me. I want to go home. Daddy, please. But the rules are the rules. The door closes. A loud, final click. Brady tries to hold himself together, for her, for himself, but then Rachel's scream erupts from behind the locked door. A scream so raw, so terrified, it tears him apart. He presses his palm against the glass window as if he could reach her through it. But he can't. She can't see him. She can't hear him. He can only stand there, powerless, listening to his daughter begging for him to come back. This isn't abandonment. This isn't punishment. This is a father trying to save a child he doesn't know how to help anymore. But the pain doesn't stop there. As Brady walks away, shoulders shaking, the camera lingers on Bayview's hall, quiet, empty, unassuming. And that's when the unsettling truth settles in. Bayview is not the safe haven Brady believes. Something else moves behind those walls. Something sharp, something watchful, something waiting. And it's not a doctor. Not a nurse. Not a therapist. It's Sophia, a patient everyone believes is lost inside a catatonic fog. A girl confined to silence, stillness, and blank stares. But the promo reveals the secret Brady doesn't know. Sophia isn't catatonic. She's awake, coherent, plotting, and the moment she hears Rachel has arrived, her eyes flicker with life. Brady thinks he left Rachel in the safest place possible. But viewers know the truth. He has delivered his daughter straight into the hands of the one person she should fear most. For weeks, Salem believed Sophia Choi had vanished into her own mind, swallowed by trauma, frozen in a state that doctors labeled untreatable. Nurses whispered that she didn't respond to sound. Orderlies said she didn't track movement. Visitors felt unsettled standing near her vacant stare. To Bayview, she was a ghost occupying a living body. But the truth fans finally see in the promo, is far more terrifying. Sophia Choi has been awake the entire time. Not numb, not absent, not broken, awake, alert, calculating. Every second she spent, staring into space, wasn't emptiness, it was surveillance. She was studying the staff, learning routines, listening to conversations she wasn't supposed to hear, absorbing every detail of life inside Bayview while pretending to be a harmless, silent shadow. And then, she overhears the name she's been waiting for, Rachel Black. The moment those words leave a nurse's mouth, the transformation begins. Her eyelashes flutter, not in chaos, but in choice. Her pupils sharpen, her jaw tightens, her posture changes, shifting from limp to predatory in a single breath. This isn't recovery. This is activation. When Rachel arrives, scared, crying, disoriented, Sophia steps out from the darkness of her room and positions herself behind the cracked door of Rachel's cell. A silhouette at first, then a face, then a smile, but not a warm one. A smile that stretches just a little too slow, lingers just a little too long, a smile that says, "I've been waiting for you." Rachel freezes, because she recognizes her. Sophia isn't just another patient. She is the girl who once claimed Tate Black got her pregnant, a lie that detonated lives, destroyed trust, and ended with Sophia spiraling into the episode that sent her straight to Bayview. Everyone assumed that breakdown shattered her mind beyond repair. But now Rachel sees the truth. Sophia's eyes are bright, focused, alive. Sophia steps forward, her voice a soft, eerie whisper. The first words she's spoken in weeks. "Don't scream." Rachel doesn't breathe. Then Sophia leans in, expression chillingly calm, and delivers her real demand. "Don't tell anyone I can talk." In that moment, the danger crystallizes. Sophia isn't seeking therapy. She isn't coping. She isn't healing. She's hiding her mind, hiding her awareness, hiding the fact that she has plans that require secrecy, deception, and the right puppet. And she has just found one. Rachel Black, hurt, terrified, abandoned by the only parent she trusts, becomes the perfect target. What fans witness here is not the beginning of a friendship. It is the beginning of a psychological trap. A trap Bayview will never see coming. Once they're sure no staff is watching, Sophia closes the door behind her and steps into Rachel's room with quiet confidence. This isn't a conversation. This is a recruitment. Sophia speaks softly, each word chosen with surgical precision, testing Rachel's reactions, pushing emotional buttons only someone deeply observant could identify. She whispers stories, intimate, personal stories, about what she's seen, what she knows, and what Bayview staff would never admit out loud. She shouldn't know these things. She shouldn't have access to this information. But she does. And Rachel hangs on every word. Because at this moment, Rachel doesn't trust adults. Not after Brady walked away. Not after she screamed until her voice cracked and no one came to comfort her. But Sophia. Sophia isn't telling her to calm down. She isn't telling her she's overreacting. She isn't telling her this place will help. Sophia is telling her exactly what Rachel wants to hear. You're not crazy. You're not dangerous. You're not the problem. They just don't want you to be powerful. Sophia sees the fear inside Rachel, and twists it into validation. She tells Rachel she's special. Not sick. Not fragile. Special. Sophia paints the world as a place terrified of girls like them. Girls who feel too much, react too strongly, refuse to be controlled. And Rachel, desperate for connection, desperate for someone on her side, begins to soften. To listen. To believe. Their whispers grow quieter. Closer. More conspiratorial. Secrets spill. Nightmares are confessed. Fears are traded like currency. And Sophia smiles, a small, private smile, because the vine has found its hold. Her influence wraps around Rachel slowly, deliberately, like ivy claiming a wall. By the end of the promo, the message is unmistakable. Rachel is no longer alone, but she is absolutely not safe. She has a partner now, and that partner is a master manipulator with nothing to lose and everything to gain. This storyline isn't about therapy or friendship or recovery. It's about psychological control, emotional vulnerability, and a dangerous young woman pulling another child into her twisted orbit. And the moment Sophia tells Rachel to lie, to hide the truth, to keep secrets from Brady, from doctors, from everyone, that is the moment the cycle locks into place. Two girls, one dark plan, and a silent war about to unfold inside the walls of Bayview. Across Salem, while Bayview quietly becomes a pressure cooker of secrets, another emotional earthquake shakes the Horton-Devereaux family to its core. The custody hearing, already tense, already heartbreaking, reaches the moment everyone feared. Thomas DiMera must testify. He walks into the courtroom wearing his best suit, but the sleeves are too long, and the fabric hangs heavy on his small shoulders. He looks like a child trying to wear an adult's life, and in a way, he is. The judge asks him gentle questions, but they land like daggers. When did you last speak to your father, Thomas? What did he tell you? Has he contacted you since Thanksgiving? Thomas shifts in his chair, eyes darting to Jennifer for reassurance. But even she can't help him. Because the truth Thomas finally whispers, is devastating. I haven't heard from Daddy in a long time. The entire courtroom stills. Jack squeezes Jennifer's hand, not out of confidence, but out of dread, because they know what this looks like. It looks like abandonment. It looks like negligence. It looks like Chad DiMera walked away from his children in the middle of a legal war. The judge takes notes, expression sharpening with every word Thomas stumbles through. Her tone grows heavier, more suspicious, more unforgiving. Jennifer tries to explain. Jack tries to add context. But they have no proof. No timestamps. No real updates. Only text messages. Text messages the judge now questions. Mr. Devereaux, are you certain these messages came from Mr. DiMera himself? How can you verify them? The silence that follows is suffocating. Because the audience knows the truth, those messages aren't from Chad. They're from his captor. Somewhere beneath Salem, in a cold, isolated chamber, Chad sits chained alongside Tony and Kristen. His phone, the lifeline that could prove he didn't abandon his children, is being used against him. Every reassuring text he sent, every promise to be home soon, every attempt to keep the peace, all fabricated. A charade designed to keep Jack, Jennifer, and the courts from sounding the alarm until it's too late. Chad is not missing. Chad is not silent. Chad is trapped. And with every passing moment, the custody case tilts away from him, inch by inch, lie by lie, as the judge prepares to make a ruling based on a false reality. One thing is clear. When the truth finally emerges, it won't just shake the family. It will ignite a legal and emotional explosion Salem has never seen before. After the courtroom tension fades, the promo cuts sharply to a new scene, darker, quieter, and somehow even more disturbing. Stephanie Johnson arrives in Chicago, exhausted but hopeful. Her book tour should have been a moment of pride. A chance to rebuild. A chance to step into a future she fought hard to reclaim. But the moment she enters the hotel hallway, there's a shift in the air. The lights buzz faintly. The corridor feels too long, too empty, too silent. And the camera lingers behind her, just far enough to create unease. She wheels her suitcase forward, fumbling for the keycard, unaware that just beyond the frame, someone is watching. A shadow slides across the far wall. Barely visible. Deliberate. Stephanie unlocks her door, pushes it open, steps inside, and right as the latch clicks behind her, the real horror begins. A dark silhouette moves into view. Not an intruder, not a thief, not some random hotel guest. This figure knows how she walks, knows how she checks her surroundings, knows the exact moment she drops her guard. Because he's studied her before. A gloved hand lifts slowly toward the peephole. A camera lens catches the light, a small, sharp glint that lasts less than a second but tells the audience everything. He's recording her. Footsteps approach the door. Too slow, too controlled, too familiar. And then the promo gives us the name viewers feared, Owen Kent. Stephanie's former captor. The nightmare she worked years to escape. The man who once took her freedom, and nearly took her life. He's back, not with violence, not with force, but with patience, the kind that only a stalker with unfinished business can possess. This isn't random, this is personal. And Stephanie, inside the room, blissfully unaware, sets her suitcase down and exhales in relief, completely unaware that the past she fought to bury is standing just inches from her door. This storyline isn't about a simple threat. It's about trauma resurfacing, a predator returning, and a woman who thought she had outrun fear, only to find it waiting for her in the hallway of a hotel hundreds of miles from home. The week of December 1 to 5 doesn't just deliver drama. It delivers shockwaves. Every storyline pushes Salem out of the realm of everyday conflict and into something deeper, darker, more psychological than anything the town has faced in years. EJ's mind opens a door he didn't know existed, revealing a buried connection to Cat Green that could realign every personal and political bond he has. Brady's emotional collapse at Bayview becomes the exact moment Sophia awakens, choosing Rachel Black as her new pawn, her new project, her new weapon. Inside Bayview, an alliance forms that no doctor sees coming, a partnership built not on friendship, but on manipulation, secrecy, and shared instability. Across town, Thomas is pushed into adulthood far too early, forced to testify in a custody case warped by deception while Chad fights for survival in a hidden prison. And hundreds of miles away, Stephanie looks over her shoulder too late, realizing her past is stalking her future, step by step, door by door. This is not just setup. This is the beginning of a December where nothing is stable. Nothing is safe. Nothing is predictable. Secrets are awakening. Villains are returning. Alliances are shifting. And children, the most vulnerable characters in Salem, are being pulled into battles they can't understand and can't escape. As the promo closes, one message becomes undeniable. The storm isn't approaching. It has already arrived, and every character in Salem is about to be tested.